The last movie we watched this week was requested by Tanner, that being the 2012 film The Hunger Games.
Dude, The Hunger Games is about a dystopian future where North America has been divided into 12 districts. Every year, those districts have to choose a boy and a girl to go fight in the Hunger Games. And this time, it's Katniss Everdeen's turn, because she volunteers instead of her sister. And then she kills everyone, but doesn't have to kill her new boyfriend, Peeta. The end. Fun fact. In this movie, Liam Hemsworth and Jennifer Lawrence are both natural blondes, but they had to dye their hair brown, whereas Josh Hutcherson is naturally brown-haired, but had to dye his hair blonde.
It was very funny switch-ups there, for sure.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put that into a bad fun fact one.
I think I agree with you. Can we retroactively render whether the there will be blood fact was fun or
Golly. I'll say it was, I don't even remember what the fuck you said. I'll say it's bad, though. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, that was a fun one. That was a genuinely good fun fact.
Okay, fantastic. I'm 2 for 3 this week, then.
There we go. It all works out.
Anyway, I'm sitting at a B- for Hunger
B-
Games.
is very fair. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm at a flat B.
Yeah. I kind of figured I'd almost be alone. I'm not too... I gave it an A+, though. I quite enjoyed this movie.
You really quite enjoyed it. Why'd you enjoy it so much, Dylan?
It's kind of just... It's in the whole field of, like, Divergent, Maze Runner shit, and I like those movies as well. I just like the idea of a divided society, and...
Just leave it at that.
The characterization in these is really cool. I like how... I mean, everybody's, like, determined very much by their character in these movies. And I think the visuals in this movie are well done. I think the only downside for me personally is probably the runtime, but I don't think it's super offensive. I think the plot and the universe it sets up, world it sets up is very cool. And I like how, like, there's just this dichotomy between how the rich people live and how the quote-unquote rebellious live, and just that intrigue that is set up where it's like, oh, there was a rebellion once, and now there's 12 districts, but, oh, don't worry, there's this rich district, and, oh, we make them compete to fight to the death. We don't do it because, we're cruel, we're doing it just to, like, inspire hope or something, or show that our government is just or whatever. And I just think it's a very interesting world setup, and I just really like how the world's set up. I don't think it really goes much further than that.
I think at base, this is like a totally average, like perfectly serviceable film, but it kind of gets nitpicked to death for me. There's so many little things here and there throughout the entire movie where I'm like, huh? What? Huh? That just kind of really bring it down for me. Like, one thing is like, Katniss witnessing Rue's death and then sending out, her little signal to the camera, and then that instantly causes a riot in the district Rue is from, I feel like we're kind of led to believe that rioting as a result of the games is not a thing that commonly happens, and so it happening in this instance seems strange, and
I think the really big thing there is the fact that Rue was so young is really the biggest thing that's causing them to be like, this is just fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, if I could interject here, I'll let you continue. I just want to me, the way I interpret that scene is, yes, Rue is very young, and Katniss looked out for her, because Katniss isn't there to kill people. She's there to survive, and then hopefully, not have to kill anybody. But she will kill in self-defense. And considering there's cameras on them at all times, and people know that Rue is just a child, and Katniss was just basically being a big sister to her and showing, that she wanted to protect her and keep her safe and, like, care for her, because, they were, looking out for each other. And then just ultimately, in the end, Rue died with Katniss trying to protect her, and then Katniss she's kind of like because she was depicted as like most popular, like rated one of the most popular. So obviously she's a fan favorite, and so she has a lot of just potential influence and sway on the crowd, which I think is supposed to be portrayed in this instant, where it's like, oh, she tried protecting our kid, she tried to make sure she came home, and now she can't. This is fucked up, and yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, as they say, this is the 74th one of these. You think they'd be used to the concept of what the Hunger Games are, you know?
I think it could go either way, honestly.
Huh?
I think... Go on.
I mean, if you have a thought, go ahead.
All I was gonna say is, it could just be like, okay, it's just another year in the Hunger Games. Or it could be like, I'm sick of this shit. Look at this person trying to be different and care for one of our own. Fuck the system, fuck this shit. It could. That's where I think it could just split. I think it could go either way.
I guess, yeah, that is totally possible. Then that kind of creates a separate issue where it's like setting up Katniss as this very singularly unique person in this world, which is a bit hard to believe.
I mean, hey, Tanner, people break out into riots when their sports team wins. I feel you might be just like given a bit too much leeway here.
Maybe. It was... Actually, I'm not going to make that joke.
I have an insane amount of future sight on this movie, too, so that doesn't help.
What the fuck does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, you're taking into account the sequels.
Yeah.
Okay. There's, like, barely any world building in this movie, and I think it's to its detriment. Like, this world is not explained to us in any detail at all, and so it's kind of confusing. The use of environmental hazards in the games, I find strange.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty dumb, especially when they're like fucking launching fireballs at them and shit. It's like, this just doesn't seem like in good sportsmanship at all.
Especially when you take into account that one of the major things is people betting on different persons.
Well, the big...
Like, you think there'd be, they'd want to avoid the civil unrest they would cause if Katniss, the number one person people are betting on, were killed by random fireball initiated by the fucking referees.
I mean, to be fair, the districts don't know how this system works, and the only reason that Katniss is being targeted is because of how much of an influence she's having on the crowd, and they don't like her rebellious behavior. So the president guy wants to get her taken care of indirectly because they don't like how big of an influence she could turn out to be. It's bad for their system and bad for their government. They're trying to tilt the odds in their favor so it doesn't look like they're trying... If anything, they're not trying to kill her with their fireballs. They're trying to redirect her path into the group that she ends up running into.
But they like launch a fireball directly at her.
Yeah.
With the okay, admittedly, that's a little fumbled. They did that in hindsight with the expectation that she was going to dodge. Yeah, that she's going to dodge out of the way. That is a little scuffed, but the idea was that she was supposed to dodge it and just get out of that area. They made it clear in the dialogue in the room that they were trying to guide her towards the path.
Yeah, I know that, but I think it's kind of dumb that they also just directly tried to kill her during that.
Yeah.
Also, like, the dogs at the end, like, I don't know, I guess that one dude just gets incredibly unlucky, you know?
Yeah, they get...
It's just really strange.
Another thing about those dogs, though, is that in the books, they say that the dogs have the eyes of each of the fallen contestants.
What does that mean?
They extracted their eyes and put them in the dogs. I
That's...
don't know why they did it.
Huh?
They have some...
So incredibly strange. I like how the dogs also just kind of look like pit bulls. Like, they don't even look that crazy.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of goofy nonsense in this movie.
I just think the technology is cool. That's my geek moment, I guess.
I have a note written down here under negatives that says panicked camera. I don't know what I meant by that.
Was it the hallucination part, maybe?
Maybe.
It's either that, or maybe the bees. I mean, I guess that's technically the same scene. It could also be the fireball scene, I suppose, or the dogs, maybe.
It's hard to say. Oh, no, okay, it's just because, like, in every fight scene, it's fucking doing the thing where the camera is all over the place and you can't tell what the hell is going on.
Ah.
Yeah, the fight choreography is fucking terrible, for the most part.
Yeah, it's truly atrocious. One of the random goofy thing. What the fuck is with the scoring system right before the games?
The popularity
Like
scoring?
Katniss is a fucking 10. What does that mean?
The idea behind that, from what I recall,
Wait.
is just that this is how skilled each of the combatants are.
Oh, or that.
For what purpose do we like assign a score to that? Do they
It's
get
just to like
something out
show
of
the
that?
public, like, this is how fucking badass we think each of these people are, basically.
It's for sponsorships, I'd
Yeah.
imagine. At the end of the
Is
day, yeah, because at the end of the day, that's all like these mentors are talking about. They're like, you need to get these people to like you because you need sponsors to stay alive. So like their whole thing was like, we need to make you look good, we need you to perform good, and we need you to behave good and put on a good show. Because at the end of the day, the Hunger Games is just like live entertainment for these rich people. It's not for like all the districts, but that's why the whole like love interest thing that they had inserted into this movie is so wild. The relationship isn't real. They're just putting on an act so they get more sympathy and sponsorship or whatever the hell for their survival or some shit.
Dylan did say something there that I want to touch on again, but first I want to say, okay, so real quick, I'm not gonna constantly be harping on like, well, this is what they did in the book instead, but one thing about like the scoring thing is that she got like an 11 or whatever, which was way higher, or not like way, but it was higher than like anyone else got. And some that they say in the book is that like, well, that's really cool, but also they very well may have done that to make you a target for the other people in the ring because they want you dead, which is fun. But
Fair.
Okay.
yeah, one of the
I just wish there was some kind of like concrete thing you got based on the score. Like it had some sort of like really obvious and practical reason for why you would care about having a higher score.
We're gonna let you start a little closer to the cornucopia based off your scores.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
It's all for the show, man. It's all for the show.
One thing that Dylan said that I did appreciate that they did in this film was how well they sold just like how detached the people in the Capitol are from like the violence that they're forcing these people to inflict on each other. Like when Katniss is initially like called up to fucking participate in the games, and fucking Effie, the person who's, seeing them around or whatever, is like, oh boy, I bet that was your sister, wasn't it? And she's just like, yeah. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. Anyway, it's like, these people just have no bearing on how fucking awful this is for them.
Yeah.
Which they sold pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. That was my major positive is I think all of the pre-game preparation stuff is actually very interesting thematically and whatnot.
One big complaint I do have for this film, and I want to float this guy by you guys here real quick. Is Jennifer Lawrence like the worst actress in this movie?
Her performance is definitely interesting.
It's not very good.
She's got some moments where like her just like total indifference, deadpan delivery kind of works. Like I think it looked fine when she was like, it looked like almost traumatized that she was picked or sacrificed herself for her sister. But yeah, a lot of the time it's just all
yeah,
right.
there are
It's
moments
just
where she
whatever.
does a pretty good job, like when fucking Prim gets called up and she like panically says that she's gonna be the tribute for their district. I thought that was pretty good, but for the most part, yeah, just her deadpan delivery of everything, it's pretty boring for the most part.
What is Dude Man's name? Is it Josh Hutcherson? I think between them two,
I think PETA does a solid job.
no, I'd say even, no, I was gonna say, I guess even between them two, no, I don't think I agree with Jackson. I don't think Jennifer Lawrence did a terrible job. It's just she wasn't great like everybody else.
Like even fucking Rue is acting circles around this woman.
And she was quiet for like 50% of her screen time.
All right, Jackson, you have not said a whole lot about this film yet. What were your thoughts on it?
I just certainly have thoughts about most of these movies this week. I mean, it's fine. I think the concept's fun. I agree with Tanner. I think the world building leaves a lot to be desired, and there is a lot of just random nitpicks you can make about it throughout it. But I think it's a competently made film for the most part. I think the sets are well put together, even though it's all fucking CG. But I think it looks good, especially for like 2012. It's a very serviceable movie for me. I don't really have any like major complaints.
What's wild to me is that I just recently watched the third film in this series, and the CG doesn't get any better throughout it.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
The only other positive I have I think the movie has decent vibes. That's about it.
Well, fair enough. I'm gonna stick with my B- for this one.
Me too.
I'm sticking out my B.
I enjoyed this movie. I'm still gonna give it a A+. Is that what I gave it? A+?
Yeah.
A+.
And guess what, guys? Another B+ for the pile.
Checks out.
You know, this
Ain't
film
that something?
is on par with There Will Be Blood.
True.
I kind of disagree, but, you know.